All right, what's up, guys? We just got to our buddy Chris's house. We're going to go over all kinds of turkey stuff today. Chris is an awesome caller. We're just going to go over. He's going to show us a bunch of turkey hunting stuff. There's actually not going to be any hunting in this video, but we're just going to be talking turkey. So hopefully y'all enjoy this. I'm waiting on Josh to get out of the truck. He's talking on the phone. We're about to go into Chris's house.
I got off the phone.
Dear God.
You say dear God, but I'm helping us plan our trip for next week.
You say, I'll talk. Give me a sec. I gotta go in here. I'll call you back later. That's all I had to say.
I can't hardly do that. I'm not good at hanging up the phone.
We know. We know. I just sat out here for 5 minutes waiting on him.
I know. I'm wondering, you think we ought to take the big camera in?
Yeah.
Let's go in here and see Chris, and then I'll get everything. Did Kirk tell y'all where we're at?
A little bit.
A little bit. We're up here with Chris Wall in Morgantown, West Virginia. He's a two-time Grand National calling champion, and turkey season's getting ready to start for everybody, so we decided to come up. Chris has reached out to us. We've developed a relationship. Saw him down at Nashville at the NWTF. He MCs all the turkey contests down there, and come up here and we're going to do a video on some calling to help beginners out on how they should call, what it should sound like, what calls. And Chris is ate up with turkey stuff and memorabilia. We're going to go in here and check out, spend a couple hours with him, and hopefully let him teach us a few things. What's going on, dude?
I'm listening to music.
What's going on, man? Dude, how you doing?
You're good. Good to see you. Thank you. I'll put it on right now.
You doing all right?
Good.
So, real quick, Chris, just tell us, what we're about to see, what we're about to experience. Give us a quick overview. What you told us down there about.
Oh man, I don't have a lot of turkey calls, but I have some really special turkey calls from a lot of call makers.
Yeah.
So I come up here in the evening times. Y'all see me on
This
Sound
is where
File
he goes
Central.
on Sound File Central, and he puts his camera up over here. He walks over here, and
I literally do.
he goes to work.
So I open this up and it's like, whoa. And that's a bunch of crap, and then there's a bunch of stuff. So that's like,
All custom made.
I have production stuff. I have all kinds of stuff. Locator calls with this one. Tube calls. A tree helper. This is like a little slate call, another tube call. And then these are all pot calls. These are all pegs. There's about 75 pegs in there. So, and most are custom, but a lot of them are from all over the market. Cody, I see a Cody peg in there. It's like I carry stuff from back in the day, but a lot of this stuff some of it's sentimental. Stuff I've had for a long time.
Yeah.
But most of it is stuff, and a lot of people are sending me calls now to test and things for them, for Sound File Central, and to show them.
What's that saying there? Does that say world champion?
That's a little. I gave that to a gentleman who passed away in my hometown, and his daughter gave it back to me.
Really?
And that's I just signed it. It's like when I first started signing calls. I was with the Quaker Boy team at that time. So this is kind of like my little playground where I come and
a good bit of everything.
Yeah, just come and I don't run calls as much as people would think. Nowadays I probably run them twice a week, and sometimes for less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get a sound in my head and I have to come here. Like I just have to hear that sound.
Right.
I don't know, it's weird. Probably the first call that I'd recommend would be probably a box call.
Yeah.
Just simply because the tone is built into the call. You don't have to really reproduce it like with a mouth call.
Yeah.
Any type of friction call, any type of pot call. Mainly, if you're running a friction call, you probably want to run a slate call. They're more forgiving. But the reason I say that is that this is something they can hunt with forever. They it's not like they'll get good on this and then never hunt with it again. You
Right.
know, this is something they'll use the rest of their hunting career.
So even though you recommend that for a beginner, that's something you still keep in your arsenal and use.
Oh my, yes. Yeah.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as like a beginner setting up, like they're hearing a gobbler on the roost, they roosted at night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What would you recommend as far as calls, when to call, when not to call? Can you just kind of go the basics as far as killing one, I guess?
Sure. You know, everyone says it, but you'd want to get on the turkey 150, 200 yards away from him. Preferably here in West Virginia, you want to be above him or on the same level. If he's in a strip bench or below it, you'd want to be at least in the strip bench. But usually what he'll do is he'll cross and get above you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that here. I mean, they do that so much.
Right. Where I was on a perfect, one you're talking about, I was on a bench set up perfect for him to come around to me.
Right.
He circled above me still.
It goes up the hollow out in front of you and
Right.
gets above you and looks down at you.
Right.
Our turkeys want to do that all the time. But any kind of clucking sound, a cluck is a really underrated call to me as far as a call in the woods. People, they focus on yelping and cutting, but when you get in on a bird in southern West Virginia, it's heard it all for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a hunter at 100 yards. I don't know. Gosh, I can't even sound like a hunter on this stuff. But like a hunter sound, you know, I can hear it.
Yeah.
You know, the MacDowell drag, that's a person.
Right.
And I can pick that out, you know, like everyone can.
Right.
Like you can hear a person calling. But when a turkey calls, when they're clucking, that's not going to spook anything. So I think starting with a turkey, whether he's on the limb or he's on the ground, you know, when he's on the limb, I call to him. It's probably one thing that I do that no one else does. I mean, I've heard that my entire life. Don't call to turkeys on the roost.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways, you know.
Like crazy.
Right.
I call like crazy to turkeys on the roost.
And why is that?
I think if I'm going to change his mind, and he's an unkillable turkey, like he's hand up or he's acting funky, if I'm going to change his mind, it's going to be in a tree, not once his feet are on the ground with his hens.
Right.
Then it's all, you can just watch them do their thing. And I've done it several times. I've changed their mind in the tree, or at least one of them, and one of them breaks and comes to you. And that's with Jake yelping, and we'll get into a little bit of all that.
Yeah.
But a turkey on a limb with a mouth call, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just soft clucks, little yelps, and I'm not going to call constantly like that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let him know I'm right here.
So you start off just soft, just kind of like, hey, I'm over here, but you're not getting real aggressive with him while he's still up.
Right. And one thing I want to grab of the wing.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
So that's something you always carry in your vest.
It's right there in my turkey vest. I always carry it, even in the fall of the year, no matter if I'm, simulating fights. And then normally if I'm sitting on a turkey, if you watch my videos, sometimes I'll cackle, but it's rare.
Yeah.
I don't really cackle that much. Hens don't cackle that much. I mean, if there's 20 hens in a roosted, 2 or 3 of them will cackle, and 17 of them will just, or maybe just beep, 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 when they fly out, and that's it.
Yeah.
So normally, once I've tree called to him a little bit, that's it.
That's it for the day.
When he hears that, there's something about that changes turkey. That's just the old wing. Bobby Warner gave me that wing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've had that thing for literally over 15 years. It's falling apart. I just keep stuffing. I'll pull pull a wing feather out and stuff it down in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of the wing. So that's kind of like my morning scenario. You know, turkey's right there. He's gobbling. I'm going to talk to him a little bit, let him know I'm there. Wing him when I think he's about to fly down or has flown down. Right, he'll be gobbling good, and then he gets kind of quiet, and you're like, he's flying down. Mm-hmm. And when they do that, then that's when I'll. The wing is a deadly tool in the spring woods, in my opinion.
And you really don't see, I feel like, people utilize that. I mean, I you see them do it with hats and stuff, but.
Yeah, and they'll answer it. Yeah. They'll gobble at it,
That's what we do. We just take our hats off.
Normally I'll have a wing.
Now you can tell a difference in the sound of that hat.
It's normal.
And that wing.
Yeah.
I mean,
normally it's a wider wing, but it's hat, but I can't get rid of it. Like I keep killing so many turkeys with it, I can't. And that's kind of a turkey. Like to me, when a turkey first pitches, and then they. See, I lost the feather. Big wing guy, and fighting purrs and stuff. It's just a rhythm thing. When I hear turkeys fighting, that's what I'm hearing. Because they're off. They're 100 yards. A lot of times you'll hear them fight, but that's what I hear coming from it. So that's what I want to sound like, is what I hear. What am I hearing? Now, if we're right on top of you, hear a lot of things. You'll hear gobblers making those crazy Dave Owen sounds. They do all that stuff, but for hunting purpose, for what I do normally, is what I'm hearing at 100 yards. Yeah. That's what I try to reproduce, and that's what I hear out of a gobbler fight, are those two whap whap, whap whap.
Now, when would you use that? When would you use that gobbler fight scenario?
Early in the season. Use seasons. First week of the turkey season, right around that time.
Yeah.
You got birds that are henned up or gobblered up. They're still like a little gobbler flocks running around. They won't they maybe answer you every now and then, but they won't like fire up and come in right then.
Yeah.
That's a really good time, and I like it that first phase.
Yeah.
And late. So I like it early and late.
Tend to stay away from it in the middle.
I do. I try to be more like a hen in the middle. Even like if I'm using decoys, I'll go away from using a jake and a hen to just a hen.
Yeah.
And that's just me. Everyone's different. The one thing you have, whenever you do this kind of stuff, people can take it very easily that you think you know everything.
Right. Or there's only one way to do it.
Or if you don't do it this way, man, I've hunted with so many people that there are so many ways to go about doing it. I mean, look at the turkey calls. Right. I mean, there are so many ways to go about, and I know guys that only hunt, with a wing bone.
Yeah.
That's all they carry.
Yeah.
Now, and they kill turkeys. So there's a lot of ways to go about this. Okay. Few ways to jake yelp. You can do it on a box call, long box. I really don't have a good long. This is more of a kiki long box. You can jake yelp on a box call. My two favorite ways to jake yelp, to sound completely like a different turkey, is obviously the tube, is number one. And the other would be a friction call. And I'll run this one, and I'll run the gobbler call too. This is a call made by a guy in Pennsylvania, Roger Parks. It's called the gobbler call, and it sounds like a gobbler really well. But I would probably run one of these or two, either one. And
no, you haven't used that striker yet. Is that what you use for jake yelping?
Yes.
Okay.
It depends on the call, because strikers made up to calls differently. I mean, you could run all these pegs on this call, and every one of them will sound a little bit different than the other. These are made. Sadler McGraw makes this peg, and it's plexi with a burnt ash top, and it has a nickel on the top of it, and that gives it weight, and that weight is what makes it sound more coarse or deep, like a gobbler or jake. And all the while, remember, I'm yelping like, you know, I'm calling
that pitch, that tone, that call.
and then I'm yelping with him. I'm talking to him that way, and then I just, he knows that's a different turkey.
Yeah.
You know, he knows immediately.
So what would make him? Why would that? When would you use that? And why would you use that? That Jake yelp.
Okay, it's one of the only things I've really figured out in turkey hunting for me.
Yeah.
That I truly am proud of and can rely on, and then it works over and over and over and over. It's youth season in West Virginia, and you go out, and there's 2 or 3 gobblers with 4 or 5 jakes, 6 or 7 hens, and they're all roosted within 80 yards of each other, which is what you guys are going to deal with in Mississippi, is that kind of scenario.
Yeah.
You know, birds flocked up. Right then is when I like it the best. Because typically when you look out in a field of turkeys, there'll be 2 strutting and 1 just standing, looking, kind of humped up. Well, that's the turkey I'm calling to. And that's the turkey that usually comes. It's usually a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a 3-year-old, but usually it's a 2-year-old, and he's breaking out of that flock and coming. And my tube has changed the way that I turkey hunt the last 20 years. I mean, it just all tubes, but this one in particular. And I Jake yelp on it. So all the while I've been calling this turkey. And you can watch, you know, videos on YouTube, some Ohio hunts and stuff, and watch me and listen to me work turkeys to the gun with tubes. So just that drastic change. Now most people say that sounds like a goose.
Yeah.
And it does sound like a goose.
It does, yeah.
And you can run tubes in different ways. Like this would be like one of my hen tubes. That's clear yelping. And I can yelp kind of raspy on it. Where you're getting a little more roughness in it. But from my experience, the clear notes are what turkeys like the best. You know, it's not necessarily what I like, but what the turkeys like. Very little rasp at all. And that's the sound. I mean, I'm adding that in with... And they gobble, then just answer back with the Jake tube. Call.
If you feel like a turkey's coming, you probably won't touch the Jake tube, right? You'll just keep yelping.
I know.
Hen yelping or whatever you're doing.
Normally, it depends. If I like struck him with the tube, or it's weird. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I can go to it at any moment.
Right.
It's just I have the ultimate confidence in it.
Yeah.
I usually don't blow it when they're close, but if a turkey is a long ways off or over on the other side, you know, and you're like, where's that at? I don't know where that's at. I want to get that turkey over here. Let's just sit right here and try to kill him.
Yeah.
Right then. And I'll gobble to turkeys a lot. And again, you want to be careful, but I gobble, especially, you know, I hunt a lot of private places, but and I don't know what it is about this particular tube and that gobble, but man, they will absolutely, some turkeys will gobble at that at 9:30 in the morning. They've been quiet all day.
Yeah.
You haven't heard a turkey, and all of a sudden, gow, gow, they'll answer that. Then you're like, huh. And then I do it again. They go, gow, gow, and it's like, grab a tree, you know.
Yeah.
And so I use it in locating turkeys. In my opinion, a turkey will gobble better to a gobble than he will any other sound. You know, I don't know how many,
locator.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many times, you know, I watched a video and there's a gobbler walking through a field and there's a crow right above him. I mean, just screaming down on him. He just walks.
Yeah.
But if a turkey in the distance gobbles, he'll just stop and he gobbles.
Yeah.
I see that a lot. And that's when I was a young kid. Second place, fifth and fourth, second place, and then the first big one. This is the coolest one I ever won, I think. was a junior world championship in 1995 at that Mossy Oak Bottom land around it. That's a cool one. That's one of my favorite. That is my favorite plaque by far.
And these are all turkey calling plaques.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
was rough there for, I don't know, 5 years or so, got out and then came back and did the gobbling stuff for 3 or 4 years. Let's see, 4 years. So
Basically, you're the real deal.
Man, it's hard
people
to
say I'm the
claim.
real deal.
It's hard to claim.
People say I'm the real deal, Josh. 3, 2.
All right, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that video. It was packed full of information. We learned a lot of stuff from Chris. He has a YouTube channel, and I've been watching his channel for years. So make sure to go check it out. There's a lot of good stuff over there. Do y'all have anything?
More YouTube connections, man.
That's right.
It's crazy.
I enjoyed it, buddy.
Man,
and
I love
actually
watching
learned
your
some
stuff. Good,
So,
good. I love
yeah,
your all's channel. It's awesome.
It'll have a good time. I'm sure we're gonna get together and turkey hunt from here on.
You'll be here for Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the youth hunt.
And the Ohio. We're gonna be all over the United States. We don't even realize.